Hello learners, welcome to the complete ethical hacking course. I am Sunil Gupta and I am your instructor for this course. In previous video, we have learned what is man in the middle attack, what are their types, and what are the protocols which are vulnerable to MITM. Next, we are proceeding to our next chapter, which is MITM Part 2. Address attack. In computer networking, a media access control attack or MAC flooding is a technique employed to compromise the security of network switches. The attack works by forcing legitimate MAC table contents out of the switch and forcing a unicast flooding behavior, potentially sending sensitive information to portions of the network where it is not normally intended to go. So MAC flooding is like flooding the MAC address to switches, right? And next, method for MAC flooding. What are the methods for MAC flooding? So switches maintains a MAC table that maps individual MAC address on the network to the physical ports on the switch. So switches maintains a MAC table and this allows the switch to direct data out of the physical port where the recipient is located as opposed to indiscriminately broadcasting the data. In a typical MAC flooding attack, a switch is fed many Ethernet frames, each containing different source MAC address by the attacker. The intention is to consume the limited memory set aside in the switch to store the MAC address table. So this is a method of MAC flooding in which so many packets can be sent to the switch. What are the countermeasures? With a feature offer current port security by vendors, many advanced switches can be configured to limit the number of MAC addresses that can be learned on ports connected to end stations. A smaller table of secure MAC addresses is maintained. So what are the countermeasures? You should you should run dynamic ARP spoofing on the switches so that you can countermeasure from MAC flooding. MAC flooding using MACoff. This is an practical or this is an example of how you can flood a network using MACoff. MACoff is used in Linux operating system and the command is here you can see the command MACoff space I and the ETS0. So you can type here MACoff -I ETS0 -N15. So it's like you have to select your interface and you can flood the network, right? What is DSCP? DSCP is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Another type of network attack which is targeted to DSCP servers is known as DSCP starvation attack. In a DSCP starvation attack, an attacker broadcasts large number of DSCP request messages with spoofed source MAC address. If the legitimate DSCP server in the network start responding to all these bogus DSCP requests, means to what they do, they are flooding DSCP server, and that's why DSCP server is busy and it cannot give you IP address to your computers. So this is all about the MAC flooding, that how you can flood a MAC and how you can do it by using MACoff and what is DSCP server. Thank you so much.